Here I am at the end of round 18. I've done my last chain 3, and we're just going to connect it like normal with a slip stitch into the third chain of beginning chain 4, like that, and this is our piece at the end of this round. Okay, so that's our piece. Now for the next round, round 19. For round 19, we're going to start off like normal. We're going to begin with a slip stitch into this chain 1 space, and then we are going to chain 4, 3, 4, and double crochet into the same chain 1 space, like that. And now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, do 2 single crochet into the first chain 3 space here, 1 and 2, 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, like that, and then 1 single crochet into this next chain 3 space, like that. Then you're here at your center. You're going to chain 3 and do your last cluster into the chain 1 space, like that. Then you're going to just do the reverse up to the end here, which is chain 3, 1 single crochet into this next chain 3 space, 1 single crochet into the next 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 single crochet into this next chain 3 space, 1, 2, and chain 3. And we've created that. And you are here at your clusters where you're going to do the same thing again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, and then that's going to be the pattern all the way around. After you do your cluster, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, you're going to chain 3, 2 single crochet into this chain 3 space, 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 single crochet, 1 single crochet into this next chain 3 space, chain 3, cluster on top in this chain 1 space, chain 3, 1 single crochet in this next chain 3 space, 1 single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochet, 2 single crochet in this next chain 3 space, chain 3, and into this chain 1 space you're going to do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. That's the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here we are at the end of round 19. I've done my last chain 3, and we're just going to connect like normal into the third chain of beginning chain 4, 1, 2, 3, with a slip stitch, like that. And this is our piece at the end of this round. Okay. Now for round 20. For round 20, we're going to start off with a slip stitch into the first chain 1 space. So that's the same one here. And it's the same thing. We're going to do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do double crochet into the same chain 1 space, chain 1, and then double crochet back into that same chain 1 space. So you're going to have chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all into this chain 1 space, like that. Now we're going to chain 3 and single crochet in the next chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space right here, like that. You will chain 2, skip the next 2 single crochet. So chain 2, skip the next 2 single crochet, and double crochet into the third single crochet. So 1, 2, and into the third we're going to double crochet, like that. Now you will single crochet into the next chain 3 space right here. So you're going to skip all of this and single crochet right into this chain 3 space, like that. Okay, and then you're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're going to single crochet into the next chain 3 space, like that. Then you will do the opposite over here that you did here. So you're going to skip the next 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the fourth one, 1, 2, 3, and 4, double crochet into there. You will chain 2, 1, 2, and single crochet into this next chain 3 space, like that. Okay, and then you are here at your double crochet, your clusters here. You're going to chain 3, and into this single crochet you're going to do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. So once again, 3 double crochets into there, like that. And this is what we created. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way around. So after you do this cluster here, you're going to chain 3, single crochet into this next chain 3 space, then chain 2, skip the next 2 single crochet and into the third. You will do a double crochet, and then you are going to skip the rest of the single crochets and work a single crochet directly into this next chain 3 space. And then you're going to chain 6, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, skip the next 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and into the fourth one you're going to work a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, single crochet into this next chain 3 space, chain 3, and into this cluster you're going to do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then that's going to create you this. Okay, so that's what we did. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here we are at the end of round 20. I've done my last chain 3. Now we're going to connect it. To connect, we're going to do the same thing. Here's our beginning chain 4, slip stitch into the third chain of beginning chain 4, counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. The third chain of beginning chain 4, slip stitch into there, and this is our piece at the end of this round. Okay. And now we're going to begin round 21. For round 21, we're going to start off with a slip stitch into the first chain 1 space, like that. Then we're going to chain 4, double crochet into that same first chain 1 space, like this. Now we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into this second chain 1 space, we're going to do the same thing again, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, like that. Following that, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Chain 1, double crochet into this next chain 3 space, then chain 1, treble crochet in this next chain 2 space. So let's yarn over it once, twice, insert your hook into the space, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, treble crochet. Now you're going to chain 1, single crochet into this chain 6 space, chain 1, treble crochet in this next chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet into this next chain 3 space, like that. Now you're going to chain 1, and we're here back at the cluster. The first one we're going to do double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, followed by chain 5, and then we're just going to make another cluster in the next chain 1 space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then that's going to be the pattern all the way around. So we created something that looks like that. Okay, so after we do our second cluster here, we're going to chain 1, double crochet in the first chain 3 space, chain 1, treble crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 1, single crochet in the chain 6 space, chain 1, treble crochet in the chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet in the chain 3 space, chain 1, and you're here where you will do like we did here. In the first chain 1 space, you're going to do your cluster, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, followed by chain 5. Then in the second chain 1 space, you're going to do your next cluster, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all the way around. So that's the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here we are at the end of round 21. I've done my last chain 1, and here we're going to connect to the beginning chain 4 into the third chain of beginning chain 4, counting from the bottom with a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. So just like normal, just like previous round, like that. And this is our piece at the end of this round. Okay, so that's what our piece looks like. So we have our last round now to do. Okay, for our last round, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a slip stitch into the first chain 1 space, so the first one right here, slip stitch into there, and then we are going to chain 1 and single crochet into the same space, chain 1 and single crochet into the same space. And now we're going to work a small picot and single crochet in the next double crochet right here. So small picot, chain 2, slip stitch into the second chain from the hook, 1, 2, the second chain right here, slip stitch, and then single crochet in the next double crochet right here. Like that. Alright, now you're here. You're going to do 2 single crochet, double crochet, a large picot, double crochet, 2 single crochet in this next chain 5 space. Okay, so we'll start off with 2 single crochet, 1, all into this space, 2, a double crochet, a large picot, which is chain 3, slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook, a double crochet, and 2 single crochet into the same space, 1 and 2, and your thing will look like that, like a triangle, like that. Okay, after we do the triangle, we are going to single crochet into this next double crochet here, and then we're going to do a small picot, which is chain 2, slip stitch into the 2nd chain from the hook, and then we're going to single crochet into the next space, stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, space, until we get to the center single crochet here. So into each of those. Alright, so space, stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, space. Okay, now we're at our center, where we're going to do a small picot, which is chain 2, slip stitch into the 2nd chain from the hook once again. We're going to skip this single crochet here. We're going to work into each of these space, stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, space, until our last double crochet here. Okay, so skip this single crochet, work into the next space, a single crochet, the next stitch, single crochet, space, single crochet, stitch, space, stitch, and space. Okay, like that, and then we're just going to repeat all the way around. We're going to start off with, once we get to this last space here where we do our single crochet, and then we have our final double crochet here before our chain 5, we're going to do a small picot, and then in this double crochet we're going to do a single crochet into there. Into this chain 5 space we're going to do 2 single crochet, double crochet, large picot, which is chain 3, slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook, double crochet, 2 single crochet. That's going to give you this triangle. Then you're going to single crochet into this double crochet here, then do a small picot, then you will single crochet into this chain space, into this stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, space, all single crochets, and then you're here where you'll do a small picot, skip this single crochet, and then revert back up here where you'll do single crochet into the space, single crochet into the stitch, space, stitch, space, stitch, space, where you have your last double crochet here before your chain 5, where you're going to do a small picot, single crochet into this last double crochet, and then you're back here, your chain 5, we're going to do the triangle part. Okay, so that's going to be the pattern all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here we are at the end of this round. I've done my last single crochet and I'm ready to connect. To connect, I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round right here. Just slip stitch into there to connect, and that finishes our piece. And here is what our piece looks like at the end of this round. Okay, now we're ready to block it. So I'm going to show you how I block my piece. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to cut our yarn, tie it in, and begin blocking it. To block it, all I did was attach it to a piece of cardboard with some safety pins, and I'm just going to steam it with my iron. Okay, what that's going to do is release all the fibers and make it stretch and become flat. So I'm going to continue steaming it, let it dry, and then I will meet you once we're done. So here I am, I finished blocking it. This is what my piece looks like. As you can see, it flattened out. Okay, and it measures approximately 8.5 inches in diameter once we have blocked it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos on my channel and subscribe for more tutorials. I'll see you in the next one.